Hello, and welcome to Horribly Off Topic with Chris and Steve.
Forgot the name of the show, didn't you?
No, I didn't forget the name of the show. You were making some interesting noises there. I don't know if the mic picked that up.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, maybe the theme song will just run into it or
whatever. So what's happening?
Not much. What's been going on with you? Oh wait, no. Okay. I was on the way here.
You're on the way here.
And this is, I guess the front of the show is where I bring up something that I'm upset about or something.
I think so.
Okay, so I was on my way here, and
Does it have anything to do with urination?
No, we're not going to talk about this thing.
We covered urination last week.
Well, it could in theory.
Nothing to do with defecation.
No doo doo either.
All right,
good. But like
good.
I said,
I think we've calmed the listeners' nerves. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I was on the way here, and I was just stuck behind people driving slow. And a lot of people, there's people that have the mindset that the speed limit is that. It's what you're supposed. That's the highest you're supposed to go, and you don't ever go faster than that. And then it's perfectly acceptable to go slower than the speed limit because that's. But that's why there's signs on the highway, like that you can't go slower than 45, or else you're going to cause a problem because people are going to get in an accident because they're going to be like all of a sudden up on you, and then crash into you and then cause an accident and whatever. But like speed limits are just driving me nuts, especially in Hudson, because like the town speed limit is 30.
It's 30, yeah.
There's like certain places where it's posted that it's faster, but like basically you have to assume that if you're driving on a road, the speed limit is 30.
I think it's the same in Merrimack.
Okay.
It might be 35.
Well, 3 is like... That's 2 lanes. And there's another part in Hudson.
Yeah.
We're getting local for you, folks.
Yeah.
That there's 2 lanes. It's what is it? What road is that? Lowell Road?
Yeah.
The one that Walmart is on or whatever. Yeah. Look it up on Google Maps. Then you can follow along.
Right.
It's a 2-lane road, and the speed limit is 30.
Yes, I've noticed that there have been a couple of Fridays over the last couple months that for whatever reason, I've been down in Lowell and trying to come back the back way because the highway just looks insane. And so I end up on Lowell Road and you get to that Walmart area, which is like 4 or 5 lanes across, and it's 30 miles an hour.
See...
Explain that to me.
The speed limit is supposed to be for public safety, and I did quotes.
Air quotes.
I did, so yeah, it's supposed to be for public safety.
Right.
What it actually is there for is a revenue stream for municipality.
Yeah.
And it's basically, okay, well, let's make an absurdly low speed limit.
Right.
And we'll get people go speeding all the time and get higher tickets, etc., etc.
You think that... Do you have any documentation?
I don't have it. Like, it's not... This is a theory. I'm going to be a crackpot Alex Jones right now and just be like, well, it's the New World Order of Hudson, New Hampshire that's trying to get us and pay more speeding tickets.
Well,
and then
the New World Order does put, all these tolls getting in and out of my town, so I wouldn't put it above them to...
They opened one up.
Above them? Below them? Yeah, they did open one up. We've covered that.
Yeah, we did that on the first show. And then that guy that was running for state senate or something.
State senate, yes.
To open the toll for exit 11.
Yes, the New World Order is the Illuminati. They do kind of freak me out. But as long as they're sticking to just screwing with our speed limits and our toll booths.
No, but it's just like, it just makes me mad because people are up in arms about paying taxes. And they're like, I don't want to pay taxes because that's bad. But instead, we're paying extra money in tickets and having penalties in our car insurance because we have speeding tickets.
Yeah. So what candidate Woodbury. What? What?
Well, I could be president now. It was my birthday.
It was
this
your
week.
birthday the other day. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And you are officially, you could be president. You could run in 2 years.
Yes.
Although if you're going to run in 2 years, you got to start now. So what better place than on this podcast than to announce that you are, your platform is to eliminate all speed limits?
Yes. Well, okay. I can understand down windy roads.
Yes.
A reasonable speed limit would be 35.
Absolutely.
You can maybe go 40 without, having there's a couple of roads that you can easily drive 40 miles an hour down that are a little windy that you won't get in an accident
Right.
unless it's maybe raining or
Sure.
something. And then you would slow down because you don't want to get in an accident. Just 30 miles an hour. I understand schools. Yeah, let's have the 20 miles an hour while the school's in
Understandable.
session.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. We
It
don't
does.
want kids getting run over.
Right.
But the highway.
The highway, 65.
A friend of mine was visiting me the other day, and he was driving down the road. He was driving 80, and he got bagged, and he got a ticket.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he was not.
He was not
was
endangering
probably,
anybody.
He was probably not.
And he probably wasn't the fastest person on the road.
No, he might have been. That's probably usually the guy that gets bagged.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. I don't like even at that speed. It's like, is it that much less safe?
Yeah.
If I don't know.
It's because the cop looked up from his Sudoku at that particular time.
We're gonna have the cops like on our ass now. They're gonna be like following us around.
Oh yeah, where's that Clark guy? The only time I've gotten tickets, speeding tickets. Have I? Hard to remember whether I got a ticket or a warning. I think I've gotten one ticket in my life and a couple of warnings. In terms of moving vehicle violations, I've maybe gotten. I don't know if I've ever gotten.
What other violations are there? Like what do you?
Parking.
Oh,
as opposed to like
well,
a parking.
parking is different.
It is,
and
different.
that's another thing.
That is a whole other.
Did we talk about this before?
I don't know.
Okay, I was visiting a friend in Somerville once, and she was sick.
Yes.
So I brought her cough syrup and soup.
Yeah.
Because I'm a good person.
Right.
And I park there. I go inside.
By the way, that's going to be your bumper sticker for your campaign.
I'm a good person. So I parked my car on the street that she lives on. I run inside, get the little parking visitor pass that they have for the city of Somerville that people have at their house. I put it in the car. I come back and I hang out for a little bit, but she was sick, so I obviously didn't want to stay too long and then get myself sick. So then I left. I got the parking pass, brought it back to the house, went back to my car. There's a $50 parking ticket there.
Yep. Person was just waiting. Right?
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. No, they weren't.
No good deed goes unpunished, I say.
Yeah. Well, I was fully expecting a $50 parking ticket this past week, but did not get one. I was driving into Cambridge to. Was this? I don't know if it was this week or the previous week. I was driving into Cambridge to go ahead and check out my classrooms for the fall and to drop off a form that I needed to drop off on campus.
You couldn't have faxed it?
I don't have a fax machine. Who has it? Do
you have a scanner?
Is this 1995? Who has a fax machine?
You can. Well, it's different. The way you fax stuff now is different. I faxed something the other day, and it wasn't through a fax machine.
It turned out
I scanned it on the printer at work, and I emailed it to myself, and then I sent that email to the people I needed to get the fax to.
But it's not fax then.
It's technically a fax. It was like some sort of program on like
okay. All right.
on Outlook that
had a fax built.
Like fax.
Gotcha.
Turbo fax.
So,
text.
I was going in to check out the classrooms anyway because I like to check them out because they change them on me every year, and I have at least one class where I expect to have computers in the classroom. This year I don't, so I have to account for that. So it all worked out that I went in. But
do the students have like laptops that they can bring? Or?
Some of them probably do. Yeah, it's just I don't know if all of them will, and it's a class that involves magazine production, so they're gonna have to do some computer work at some point. Most of them probably have laptops. It's just useful when when there's a few that don't have a laptop that they bring for there to be a computer set up there. And there are a lot of rooms on campus that have computers, but I digress. So I'm driving down Mass Ave, and the traffic is ridiculous. And I've probably had most of a big gulp of Diet Coke from 7-Eleven, which is way more soda than...
So you're going to talk about pissing, aren't you?
No. I apologize. It's not really about pissing. It's just, it's about traffic. It's going to come around to what we were talking about. But the traffic is terrible, and I don't think I'm going to make it to campus. So I pull off on a side street just because the 7-Eleven that's there in Cambridge is across the street. So I have to pull off to the right onto a side street, park my car, fully expecting to get that $50 parking ticket, dash across the street, use their bathroom, dash across. When I get back, no parking ticket. That is an anomaly. Because what you're talking about...
It wasn't like a magical, was he like a ninja? Did he jump out of a tree and just like, beep, and he was gone? Like, I was literally in there.
You were in the house for maybe
a minute.
Seconds.
Yeah, maybe a minute tops. And then back, the ticket. What?
Ticket, yep. They just wait. I mean, I've seen them as a pedestrian walking through Cambridge and Boston. I'll see them sort of lurking there, looking, sort of scoping out in that way that is indicative of what you're talking about, which is it's a revenue stream. Like, this isn't just them trying to, make sure that the people who live on the street actually get to have their parking spaces. This is them looking to make money for
But that's an absurd amount of money.
It is an absurd amount of money.
For, like, $50?
Yeah. Well, and my own college I actually lucked out again because my own college has in the past fined me for not having the most up-to-date parking pass
decal on the car.
On my car.
Oh,
I have the spring one. I should have the fall one already. Which
you better get it. I don't want you to get another.
I've only got about a week now
all over again
to deal with it. But going back to the speeding tickets, I've gotten warnings, and I've gotten one actual ticket. The one actual ticket, you're talking about cops coming and hunting me down for what I already said. Well, the one actual ticket that I got was I was driving down the Mass Pike. You know what? This might have not even been a ticket. This might have just been a warning. Driving down the Mass Pike.
You would know if you got a ticket. Your insurance goes up.
I had one ticket somewhere early in my drive, and I don't remember where that ticket actually came from.
Okay,
it might have been a separate incident on the Mass Pike.
Okay.
Let's say that ticket on the Mass Pike happened previous to this story, which is already going on way too long.
I know.
So I'm driving on the Mass Pike back from visiting my friend Suzanne out in Agawam.
Where's Agawam?
That's where
I'm asking for myself and the audience.
That's where Six Flags is.
New England?
Yeah,
Didn't
Six
that
Flags
used to be
England,
Riverside Park?
Riverside Park, yeah. And so she was a friend from college, and it was summer break, and I'm driving back from...
Summer loving happens so fast. Sorry.
No.
Not that kind of friend?
Not that kind of friend.
All right, that's fine.
But...
You're allowed to have a past, Chris.
I am allowed to have a past. I don't have much of one, but it's nice to know now that I was allowed to have a past. If I'd known then that I was allowed to have a past, I would have tried to have more of a present. So so I'm driving on the Mass Pike, and there's somebody zooming up behind me, and I'm doing that dumb drive. I'm being pissed off, and you know what? You're zooming up behind me. I'm just gonna go slow. Dumb. I was what?
That's what I do, but on the highway.
But in the far left lane. No, I'm in the fast lane, and somebody comes.
Oh, you're a dink.
I was being a dink.
Like if it's like a 1-lane road, and someone's just riding and I'm going like, my feelings on speed limits. I usually go 5 to 10 over.
Yeah.
And so that if I'm driving that fast and someone's riding my ass, I'm like, nope, I'm going below.
Yeah. So no, I was being a dink on the Mass Pike, and then finally I was like, fine, I'm gonna move over because this person's got their high beams or they're kind of flashing me or whatever. So I move over to the middle lane, and as I do that, I put my hand up, my left hand up to the side of my face, with my middle finger extended, right up against my cheek, so that this person can see me as they're going by. And the person who was behind me turns out to be a state trooper.
Oh, it was like one of the ones that just not marked.
Well, this was it was nighttime. Sorry, forgot that detail.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was nighttime, and
oh jeez.
yeah.
Chris.
So he sees me flipping him the bird. Puts his brakes on, gets behind me, and pulls me over. Now, part of and I think this is why the actual ticket must have happened before this, is I was now super, because my insurance had gone up a little bit, I was super cautious about not going too fast on the pike because I didn't want to get another ticket.
Yeah.
So when I wanted to be in the fast lane, but I was being a dink and realized, instead of moving over for someone, I stayed in there. It's like, I'm not going to get a ticket, but I'm going to stay in the fast lane. And so anyway, the cop pulls me over, and I'm pretty sure this was just a warning. And he's like, there are a lot of dangerous people out here. You don't want to do that kind of thing. And then left.
Well, that's good. I mean, I don't know what kind of citation you can give for he gave me the bird.
Yeah, it's not. I was gonna say resisting arrest. No, I mean he's not arresting.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything he could do.
Right.
But if you were to be,
if I hadn't like completely shrunk down and been the very soft spoken,
yeah,
very like, I'm sorry.
I'm sure he could have he
could have found something.
Yeah,
to write me
be
up
like,
for.
there's garbage in your car. That's a citation or something.
The two other times.
Oh, Jesus, two more.
Interesting. In terms of my luck, knock on wood. The two other times I've been pulled over. Maybe there were three. Anyway, but the two other times as a young man that I was pulled over for moving violations.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said no.
Young man, no.
I got a song in my heart today.
The two other times were also for dumb things, and both times I got out of them with either just a verbal warning or a written warning. There were 3 times. Every time. One time in Greenville, New Hampshire.
Where's that?
I don't know. I just remember that it was Greenville.
Is it like up
it's
north?
Like central New Hampshire, like just right over the border from Massachusetts.
Oh.
So I'm in Greenville, New Hampshire, and I'm going through the center of town to drop off my cousin, and she's going to visit a relative or something, and I guess I was doing like 45 and a 30. Same situation, like country road that you've been talking about, like country road, seems like you should be able to go 40 something, but no, it's 30.
Yeah.
Guy pulls me over, he's writing me out a warning, and he looks at the license, looks at my license and my address, and he said, "You used to deliver papers?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I used to work for the Lowell Sun. I used to drop your papers off." So he was the guy on the Lowell Sun truck that threw the papers out onto the driveway that then me and my brother had to deliver. So instead of giving me the ticket, he gives me the warning.
And some papers.
And some paper.
Threw them at your head.
Another time that I was pulled over for a moving violation was the street that I grew up on is divided in half. I don't want to give my parents' address away.
Yeah, okay. Well, you did a good job.
I did a good job of giving mine away. I don't want to give my parents away. So the street I grew up on is divided in half by a major road in our hometown, and the part of the street that I'm on is the longer part of the street. There's just a small portion of it that is across the intersection of this major road, and in later years of high school, they put up a sign that said you were not allowed to go onto this road, basically during the hours that buses, in the morning hours when the bus would be running, like 7 to 9:30.
Which is, like rush
hour. But also just dumb that I live on the road. Why can't I cross onto the other part of the road?
So you felt like you were special.
The snooty, like 5 or 6 families that live up there got some special treatment because of whatever.
Maybe they greased some palms.
Maybe. So
it's the New World Order. They're part of it.
It all starts in towns like Chelmsford. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. So I drive across the intersection. It's not yet 9:30. It's still rush hour. Drive up, and this is a hill, this second part of the street. So I drive up the hill. As soon as I go over the crest of the hill, there's a cop waiting there, pulling over every single person who is doing exactly what I'm doing. So they're actually enforcing this really dumb rule. So because I ignored a posted traffic sign.
No. But like, how did they know that you came across? Did they actually see you do it?
It didn't matter. Nobody is supposed to go up that.
Even the people that live on the road.
Even the people who live on the road.
No, I mean on the other side of the road.
Even the people who live on the other side of the road are not supposed to go up there.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So he pulls me over. He's got a line of 3 or 4 people. He comes over, and I vaguely recognize the guy, and he looks at my license.
Didn't guy used to deliver papers?
Nope. No. He's like, and he tells me his name, and I won't say his name. He used to date my aunt.
Oh.
So, which of course I knew. He had previously rescued me and a couple of friends, including one who I think listens to this podcast, when my car broke down, going to school once. This same cop had rescued me. Basically, my car broke down on the way to the high school. We had no way of getting to school. The cop happened by. We all piled into his cruiser, and he dropped us off at the front of the school.
But that's not a rescue. Like, you weren't in peril.
Okay. Sorry.
You're part of the goddamn New World Order.
Back to the car. So I've gone over this thing. He looks at my license. I look at him. We recognize each other as, you know, he doesn't say I used to date your aunt at this point. He says, "Oh, I was friends with your aunt."
Did he do this?
He did not do what Steve. He might have. I
was doing things with my hands.
Yes, he was.
That's part of our bit.
God, what if my aunt listens to this?
She's not going to listen to the show.
She might.
Yeah, but she doesn't know what I did with my hands.
So anyway, so he says, "All right, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you off with a warning. Just hang back here for a minute," because he's writing out tickets for everybody else. But he said he's like, "Just stay here for a minute until those cars are gone." And once those cars went, I was allowed to go. No problem.
Good chew, connected.
And the final time was...
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, you brought up traffic and speed.
I didn't say you had to tell every pulled over story in your life.
Now, because it seems like I didn't get pulled over all that much, and now I'm realizing I did. All right, I won't tell the last one.
Is it interesting?
I got pulled over for failing to make a complete stop on a right turn on red. That's where
you would have probably took that at the 20 minutes. Well, you see, it was a sunny day, and I was driving down the road, and all of a sudden, I saw this blinking red light, and I was like, what should I do in this situation? Fucking...
I am less verbose than some. I'm just gonna say I am less verbose.
I can't give you shit because you can
give me shit.
3 pretty interesting stories about you getting pulled over,
but now
I can't give you shit for that.
You can give me shit for that,
okay,
but at least now, since I've gotten it, we don't ever have to tell those stories again. I don't ever have to tell those stories again.
Good. Never do that again.
Never do that again. Okay.
Even if it comes up in conversation when you're like out with some friends, and they're like, "Oh, I got pulled over on the way here, and it was crazy."
Is that why I don't have any friends?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because when they ask me about speeding, I mean, I generally
all of those stories.
I generally do. Yeah. So you're saying that's why
they're like, well, let's not hang out with that windbag.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
We had a catharsis.
That's real. Wow.
You have friends. Stop it. All right. What else is on the list?
Let me hold on. I gotta cross some. Ow. Cross some stuff off there. So it was your birthday. What did you do on your birthday?
I didn't really do much. I went to work.
You went to work. As you do when you're an adult.
Yeah, I went to. Well, sometimes you have vacation time. Some people take their day off, their birthday off. It's fun. Yeah. I didn't do much anything on my birthday proper. I went to the gym. And I went home. I watched some TV. And I went out with a friend and had a drink.
A drink.
Which is, considerably less than I normally do.
I was going to say, is that a new kind of drink? A drink?
No, I had a... Do you want to know exactly what kind of drink?
I would love to. I think the listeners would love to.
I had a vodka and soda water with a splash of cranberry.
Ah, well, that sounds pretty good. I kind of want that right now. I don't have any alcohol in my house. But
I could bring some next time and we could have drinks on
that. Episode 5. This is episode 4.
Yes.
Episode 5 is the one where we get drunk.
Okay, so we'll have to do it on the weekend.
I don't know. So yeah, you had a drink.
Yes.
And then you went home.
I went home and went to bed. It was a pretty
That's what you do when you're 35.
I guess. Getting ready for the campaign,
Yeah. You can't do anything crazy anymore. What do you think? It's going to be less of an issue for those of us who are like 35 now, or I was 35 a couple years ago.
Yes.
But as these people who have had Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, even people at MySpace.
MySpace was the shit.
Friendster, man. I'm just saying. MySpace was the shit, and it was shit. And
well, it's the I'm not gonna. It's the exact same thing as Facebook, only for some unknown reason everybody abandoned MySpace.
Everybody did, yes, and they haven't abandoned Facebook, and we don't think that they will.
They might.
Maybe someday.
I did. Anyway. Come on, join the revolution. New World Order. Quit your Facebook because they're tapping into your brains.
Yes. I wouldn't put that past them.
That very well could be true.
So people who are gonna turn 35, who are gonna run for president someday, have this social media or their entire life lived on the web. I mean, think about all the bullshit that we like drudge up about candidates now. I mean, is that just gonna be the entire? Like, how is that gonna work when we get to 20 years from now?
Well, the thing that I think is that anybody that you'd actually really want to vote for, somebody you actually really connect with as a person,
right, would
never run.
Yeah, that's
because they've done things in their lives that would come up, and they were like, "Well, fuck that! I'm not going to deal with that." Like, I'm joking that I'm going to run. I could never run for president.
Yeah,
there's way too many skeletons back there. They'll be like, yeah, so can you tell us everything you've done in your life just so it doesn't surprise anybody? Yeah, this isn't going to work.
Right. There are things that disqualify. I mean, it doesn't take much to basically disqualify you. I could have a perfectly pristine past, but I'd be disqualified.
Practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect in every way. But the fact that I'm an atheist would disqualify me right away. They'll never, in this country where church and state are supposed to be separated, they'll never elect somebody who doesn't, believe in God and isn't willing to swear on the Bible when they,
why do we even do there's supposed
why
to
do we
be
swear in the Bible? Not everyone did. I'm testing the limits of my knowledge here. There's at least one, maybe a few presidents who did not swear on the Bible. They swore on like a book of laws or something like that. But now everyone in the past 20 or 30 years is all sworn. It's just
a symbol or just symbolism anyways. You're not actually, there's no...
Yeah, anyway.
Well, actually, it would be binding if you were saying it in a courtroom.
A courtroom or something, yeah.
Yeah, well, crap. Then I'm dumb.
Well, yeah, it's the "so help me God" part. Like, if I ever got called to, I don't know. I've never thought about that. If I ever got called in a courtroom, what would I do with the "so help me God" part? Or do they still have that? You swear to tell the whole truth, not the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I don't know if they
I swear to tell the truth.
I'm trying to think of the last courtroom drama I watched on television, and I don't think they bother with that part because it seems inane.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like the Pledge of Allegiance. if I had to, if I don't know if my kids do it. That's a good question. If they still say it at at
you need to, it's like,
like the line about God that all the fundamentalists complain about being removed was never there in the first place. It got added in later, as I understand it.
Yeah. So, but I don't like the Pledge of Allegiance.
Anyway, yeah.
Don't call me un-American, but
New World Order is coming to your house.
Don't call me un-American, but like I don't like that you're basically you're telling kids this at a very young age, and you're just going to recite this every morning at school. Right, we're pledging to this country, and it's just a nice subtle way of brainwashing people.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. It's just not to say that all this may sound like we don't like our country. It's not that I don't like my country.
Yeah, I like it here. There's a lot of things that I do like here. Yeah. I like that we could sit in this room and not have bombs dropped outside. I do like that. Or, there was a meteor apparently the other day.
I did not know that.
No, you were that's how we started the show a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
Have a meteor hitting the house. So that was the only way we could not get the podcast out. But yeah, like I like that I can speak my mind on this podcast, and
I do too. Yeah,
in a majority of different ways. The only difference nowadays that's like as far as the free speech thing goes. I mean, there's probably going to be times where we might want to censor ourselves, despite this being an explicit podcast where we can say balls and cock and dripping vaginas as much as we want.
Yeah.
But the folks that are basically going to try to take your things away or get you to you have a career that could we both have careers that could be damaged if we were to say extremely inflammatory things,
right
and so we avoid those things just because if the wrong person
listens to it in the wrong context, then
and then all of a sudden we're fired, and then we're like, apparently
the wrong person in the right context. It's all about context, right? Is what it is. If people could listen back to that first episode, and there were parts that I edited out because I didn't have the sense to sort of rein myself in a little bit until the editing process, where I realized, I am just chatting with a friend over my dining room table, but I am chatting with a friend over my dining room table, and it's going to be heard by
multiple other people. Yes. Let's not just get our heads really big because we got people subscribing recently.
Right? Yeah. No, we're not gonna do that.
But more than just us.
More than just us. Yeah. So you didn't do much on your birthday.
No.
But you went to a wedding.
Oh yes, I went to a wedding last night.
All right. And so tell me about this wedding. Or tell them about this wedding.
Okay, tell us. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. So I was dating somebody for a while.
Yeah.
And after a certain point, we kind of realized that there was no real romance happening.
Right. Okay.
But we enjoyed each other's company.
Yeah.
So we just let's just hang out as friends.
Yeah, friends.
And she asked me about it. Probably a good 2 months ago or something like that. And she's like, I got this wedding coming up at the end of August if you want to come. Unless I could find, because she's still doing the online dating.
Right,
and
so if she finds a date, she'll go.
That's not me. Then she'll go with them. And
if not,
at first I said no. And I'm like, nah, I don't really feel like it. And she's like, there's an open bar. And I'm like, yeah, sure. There was like a complete heel turn. Yeah, shit, of course. Free drinks. You betcha.
Yeah. Because when we talked very, very briefly about it before recording, I asked you whose wedding was it, and you said
I don't know.
You don't remember. So for a guy, I don't know. Maybe for girls too. I'm not a woman, so I don't know. But what's the point in going to a wedding unless it's someone you know and you're someone, and therefore you're.
Well,
you're
she knew them,
right? but for you, right? It's here are the reasons I can see going to it. You know them, and you're friends with them, and you kind of want to you want to party, you want to have fun, and whatever.
And Wang Chung.
You're dating someone, right? And it's their friend, and you're obligated to go because you're dating them,
yes.
or dating, married, whatever. You're in a relationship.
Yes.
There are free drinks. Those are the three reasons.
Yes,
right?
and
I mean, so you're not dating her anymore. It's just your friend.
Yeah.
So I don't think a friend relation, like you're going to a wedding with your friend, one of her friends, like that situation, the one you described, I don't think it's a heel turn, is what I'm saying. I'm saying it's understandable that you did not want to go until you heard about the free drinks. I'm just trying to give you a pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was weird. I don't know. Weddings can be like good if they're short.
Yes.
Like, well, at least the ceremony, like the rest of it, I like drinks.
Drinking is good.
I like food. Usually the food's all right. They get some cake, whatever. But yeah, it was very religious.
Okay. Roman Catholic or Jewish?
No, it was
Protestant.
Yeah, it was definitely Protestant.
Some flavor of
because the pastor was married, so it was not Catholic.
Yeah, gotcha.
And it was. He was very much into Jesus.
Yeah.
He exclaimed it during the ceremony several times. The Lord Jesus Christ.
The Lord Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, wow, this guy, and I'm like, this is wow, like, and I don't know, they were reading passages from the Bible, and I don't know, you can tell that this is a book that was written by man.
Yeah.
That's trying to.
How so? How can you tell that?
Well, just where are you going?
I'm gonna get you more to drink. Go ahead.
It's not. I'm not that thirsty. Don't worry about it.
Hey, I'm over here. I see you. I see you like fiddling with your cup. It's like, is it a nervous thing? Is he thirsty? I'm just trying to be a good host.
You could have just asked.
I could have just asked, but I was trying to do it without interrupting the podcast, which now I've done.
Yeah. So what the hell was I talking about?
Weddings.
Oh yeah,
religious,
so they're reading
the pastor. Praise Jesus.
Yeah, and they're reading the things from Genesis or whatever, like Adam and Eve.
You mean the Phil Collins version or the
like the one that you played Sonic the Hedgehog on?
Oh no! I was gonna say Phil Collins or
dude.
Or was it the Peter Gabriel? I mean, different versions of Genesis.
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Oh, gosh.
So yeah, it's just like, and then they took a rib out of Adam and then made Eve out of his rib, and then they should be joined together like married. What?
At the rib?
Yeah, McRib.
I never understood, like, join them together. Like, the rib thing, just, I'm sure there's some explanation for it, but why a rib?
I don't know. They're good. They're tasty.
Well, they're tasty if you eat them. So he ate her rib? Is that what you're saying?
No, God took Adam's rib out of him and made Eve out of the rib.
But why did he need? Was he only capable of creating one human being?
I guess so. Because he made lots of animals too.
Okay.
And then, apparently, after Adam got done naming them all, he was like, "Well, I need a helper, and these animals suck at that."
Okay, so here's.
I'm paraphrasing here.
So here's the thing. So he's only capable of making one human being. Like it's a one-off.
So he had to make.
So he couldn't have Adam fuck himself to create, there's no asexual reproduction happening here. So he has to basically take a rib out of Adam and then fashion woman out of Adam.
Yes.
Got that. All right. So now they can fuck and they can have children.
Well, they didn't. I don't know if they had the desire to until the apple was eaten or whatever, because then that brought the circle of life into the world, I suppose.
Gotcha. So they eat an apple, which is kind of an aphrodisiac in this case, and now they want to fuck. So they fuck.
No, but they get kicked out of Eden when that happens, and then they're like, okay, well, you're gonna have to do that now.
Okay. Well, I guess the whole. So one other part that so he can't make Eve without Adam. Gotcha. But
Why am I all of a sudden an expert? Because I heard one passage at a wedding
you've
yesterday.
been to a church more recently than I have. So
It wasn't at church. It was at a country club.
You said it was very religious.
Yes, but it was because the guy was very religious, not because
okay.
the place was religious.
The part that I always got is, I don't know, I'm not going to get started. There's so much of that book that just, it's really, really poorly written science fiction is what it is.
Like Dianetics. Uh-oh, now we're going to have the Scientologist after us. New World Order, look out.
It's funny that you say that because I was listening to This American Life, the NPR show this week, and
I think people know. Like, if they're listening to us, they know what This American Life is.
okay, well, I didn't know if you knew,
I listen to it every week as well.
They said for legal purposes, I won't say the name of the book. I'll say that it rhymes with diuretics.
Yeah. So
maybe we should. Am I going to need to bleep this now? Are they really that litigious? Are they coming after us?
I don't know. Do you want to beep it?
No.
We were just kidding.
So you went to a wedding.
Yeah.
It was very religious.
Yeah. Well, just the ceremony. The rest of the wedding really wasn't. But I don't know. It was pretty uneventful. I don't know why I'm even talking about it.
Well, I mean, you brought it up earlier because you slept in ish.
Yeah, because I was a little bit hungover, and I did a little laundry, and then I was a little late getting here. Yeah. And
so that's, I think, why it initially came up. But
another thing I did on my birthday, I got my inspection sticker.
Oh, isn't it wonderful how you get to spend your birthday at like the DMV or getting your car inspected?
Yeah, what the fuck, New Hampshire?
Yeah,
like Massachusetts, it's when you bought your car.
Right. Yep.
So
the worst thing about Massachusetts was that your license usually, at least your license when you wanted to. When you turned 21, you had to wait until your birthday, or else you would get the under 21 driver's license, which would still say under 21 until 7 years, however long it takes you.
Yeah, but you didn't want to have it on there.
You didn't want to have that, so you waited until your birthday to get it. So that was
the 21st birthday is the only time you really needed to do that.
Needed to do it on your birthday. Yeah. But in New Hampshire, you have to do everything on your damn birthday, and it sucks. It's
during the month,
during the month. Apparently, inspections now you can do up to a couple months in advance. I did not know that.
What?
In New Hampshire, you can, because I had my inspection done for my car this past month, and my birthday's not till October.
I didn't notice if you had a blue sticker or not, but I'm gonna look when I leave.
You don't believe me?
Well, I want to see this for
you want to see this for your own. Yeah. Okay.
So then you could wait another 14 months before you get your next sticker.
Yeah. It just so happened I was in the shop for something else, and he's like, "Hey, you pass inspection right now. You want me to put a sticker on it?" It's like, "Sure, put a sticker on it."
Cool. Do you have the 10 ones kicking around?
They got the 10 ones kicking around, which is great because October is always, because Stephanie's birthday is also in October. So with living in New Hampshire, every October we would get hit with. Especially if it was a license renewal year, it would be renewing license, renewing registration, car inspection, and our condo fee is also always due in October.
You don't pay it monthly?
We pay it quarterly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
cool.
So
what else do we have on the list?
We got two other things on the list. So back to school. It's almost time. Well, by the time this is posted in a couple days. And some kids are actually going back to school now.
I remember always going back the day after Labor Day.
I know, and I think that's when my kids are going back, or when Kaylee's going back to school. I think that makes sense. I start teaching college 2 days after Labor Day.
Was that Thursday?
Wednesday.
Well, Labor Day.
Labor Day's a Monday.
Yeah. The 2 days.
2 days. Well, one day. I don't know. How are we going to figure it? So Kaylee goes back the day after. On the Tuesday, I go back on the Wednesday. But do you ever remember being actually excited to go back? Because Kaylee's kind of excited to go back to school, and I don't.
Well, I don't know.
What's exciting about the third? What grade is she in? Third grade. What's exciting about the third grade?
I don't know. I think I might have been at that age. I don't remember much of my
Yeah.
childhood, but I might have been at that age because you know, it's not like it's drilled into your brain at that point that, you know, the things you do matter. And so it's more like, hey, you're getting together with your friends, and
Right, who you haven't, in some cases you haven't seen, yeah.
that much over the summer maybe, and then you are learning stuff that is not necessarily rocket science. You're learning like multiplication and.
You mean third grade isn't where you started rocket science? I
No,
could've
yeah,
sworn
sorry.
That was third grade. Is it fourth?
Have you seen the rockets I've built?
No, she's excited. I think part of it is she goes to the daycare center that Stephanie teaches at during the summer, and she's too old to be going to the daycare. She's bored out of her skull.
Yeah.
So when she was home a little bit more often with me, she had been staying home once a week with me, but I've been ramping up getting ready for school, so she hasn't been doing that. Or when we were on vacation or whatever, like that was all more bearable. But now for like 2 weeks and going into a third week, she's there every day, and I think she's bored out of her skull. And the prospect of going back to her school with her friends, even if it means schoolwork and the third grade,
Yeah.
is exciting. She wants to buy new clothes. She's got clothes, but did you buy? Did you buy?
We're not women.
I,
And I'm sorry if I just made a generalization that men and women are different. But I don't buy clothes.
I don't buy clothes unless they break or rip. Or
A majority of the clothing that I have, and I think I talked about it on one of the
one of the previous episodes,
is that I did not pay a cent for.
Yeah.
Usually, for Christmas, you know, I don't usually get a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
my dad will get me like a dress shirt for
Right.
work,
Yep.
and a new pair of khaki pants or something like
Yeah.
that, and some underpants.
Yeah.
And then I'll paw through whatever underwear that I have, and I'm like, well, this one is shitty now. I'm throwing that one, not
Yeah.
literally shitty. Just it's, you know, they're old, they're kind of ripped, or
Yeah, I've got a few that you probably could get rid of, but
I'm not going to get rid of them for you.
well, come on, why not, man? I don't like doing this shit myself. I need you know.
No, you can do that yourself.
No,
I'm
so
sorry.
I was talking about a different form of you.
I got you, but
Gotcha.
you know,
So-
I tried to make it funny.
You did.
Thanks.
It was a valiant effort.
At least we talked the funny out of it.
No, so I will sometimes get to the point where I so don't want to buy new clothes that I really do need to buy new underwear because I'm getting to the point where I can't get through a whole week.
On one pair.
You had to tell them. Yeah. No, I mean I think I've got like 7 pairs, like probably. But so if another one rips in like someplace,
You live pretty close to the Target. You can
I know,
go there.
but that
and get,
means
like,
having to buy clothes.
But it's just you go there and then
Here's
you
the
can-
other thing.
Oh, jeez.
A reason I don't want to buy. So New Hampshire Magazine published a thing on. This is in terms of, you know, you were bothered about speed limits. This has been bothering me.
Okay.
So New Hampshire Magazine put out a
Worst podcast to listen to, and we were on there.
no. They don't do that. They don't do worst. They do have a best of New Hampshire list every year.
Well, hopefully
And
we'll be on there.
One year I did get best pop culture blog, which was not a thing you could vote for. Somebody must have written me in for best pop culture blog, and then they published it.
So you wrote yourself in for best
I did
pop
not.
culture
Somebody
blog.
else did. So we will have to write ourselves in for best podcast next year.
Okay, cool.
So-
But I might be living in Mass, so
well, if as long as we record it here, or at least some of the time record it here.
all right, because like, you know, if I'm gonna be further away, you can come down to wherever town I am occasionally.
Let's say that I produce it here. It's still produced.
All
in-
right.
Anyway, so they did a piece that's in the September issue about people's weight loss journeys, and I got in there as part of I responded to a tweet from the editor Rick Broussard, talking about when I did lose a whole bunch of weight, what I did to lose that whole bunch of weight. And this morning, I stepped on the scale, and I stepped on the scale, which I have felt is unreliable, and it gave me the same kind of numbers it's been giving me. So I powered up the Wii Fit for the first time in ages.
Yeah.
Just to see if my scale really was going bad. No, WeFit pretty much confirmed it. And I'm 26 pounds heavier than I was when I was at my lightest. And that really like bums me out. And that's a big reason why I don't want to buy clothes right now, is because I'm up a pant size from, including underwear. Like I'm up a pant size from where I was when I was
Well, buy the smaller underwear, and then
that's
have
gonna
it be
inspire me to
have it be a motivation to have it fit better.
I mean, so I mean, and I've got a bunch of pairs of shorts, some of which fit well, some of which don't. I don't feel 26 pounds heavier than I was. I don't know how long ago that 26 pounds was, because it's been ages since I used WeFit.
Yeah.
But I knew that I was heavier.
This past week was bad for me, and I still actually managed to lose weight. I lost half of a pound this week.
I lost half of a pound this week. I've been trying. I work out every day. I watch what I eat, but yeah,
it's tough. We're getting older. Our metabolisms are getting shittier.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's one of the many things that I don't like about getting older, and of course, getting older is my main source of anxiety, which people would probably say shouldn't be, because I'll be 37 in October.
37
in a row. Yes, in a row. So I mean, like, that's why I don't want to buy clothes, is that I don't want to say that I'm now a 34 instead of a 32.
Oh,
I know. Shut up. I get it.
Yeah. I got a lot of work ahead of me.
And the thing is it all started because the doctor talked to me about my weight earlier this year at a really terrible time, and I didn't care. I knew that I'd gone up and down over the years, since basically being over the last year or two, since being at my lightest, or being at a healthy weight. Even last summer 2013, I was at a healthy weight, heavier than I'd been, but healthy. So I knew I was kind of going up and down. And so when I go into the doctor's office, they have me step on the scale. I say, I don't want to know. I don't look at it.
Yeah, I don't.
I tell the nurse I don't want to, because it.
But then I eventually find out anyways, because there's like a piece of paper that has.
I know. I didn't realize that until the last couple times when I walk out with that sheet of paper that it says how much I weigh on it.
Like, fuck.
I don't want to know. I really don't. So then I'm in there for basically to have the doctor give me a refill on my anti-anxiety or anti-depression medicine, whatever it is. And at the end of the visit, he says, "By the way, you're about 10 pounds heavier than you were last summer when I saw you. You should watch your weight." And I think I've gone up between 5 and 10 from then. And I was just like, it's all I've been able to think about in terms of stress, in terms of anxiety, and it keeps coming back to this dumb weight thing. And I don't think I'm that. According to the WeFit, I am obese now. Sorry, overweight.
You're not. I am current. Like WeFit says that I'm obese. I'm slowly getting to the overweight stage.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like what they would call morbidly obese, but on the BMI scale. Yeah. I am allegedly obese, but look at me. You associate my body frame right now with someone who's obese.
It also tries to tell me that I should weigh 148 pounds, which I shouldn't.
Yeah, like
I don't know in what world I should weigh 140.
If you had no muscle on your body or bones.
Yeah, I don't. The lightest I've ever been is 161, 162, and there were people who were worried for me at that.
Yeah, because you get that. So you're how tall are you?
I see, and it's been ages since I actually measured. I think I'm like 5'9". Okay, maybe 5'10".
You're a little bit taller than me. So very little, because I'm about 5'8".
Yeah.
So so you should probably weigh like I think 160, 165 is a good.
Yeah, and so last summer I think I was 170 or so.
That's completely okay.
And what
Dr. Dead Baby Fucker needs to calm his fucking.
Yes. Well, and of course, what happened between when he saw me and when
I didn't want to actually make it seem like your doctor fucks dead babies, but
he might, for all I know. I don't.
That actually was a joke that was way back. Like I think Kyle was telling way too many dead baby jokes.
Yeah.
And it was just annoying me, and so I came up with my version of a dead baby joke.
Right, was Dr. Dead Baby Fucker.
Well, okay, it was that's the punchline. What's the joke was? What's the difference between gargling menstrual sand and a trash can? And the punchline is Dr. Dead Baby Fucker.
That's I can see that, and I can see Kyle and his predilection towards dead baby jokes causing you to write such a thing.
It makes no sense,
no.
But it's funny.
Oh man,
how we doing on time?
But we got
another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We can do the wrap ups.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So the doctor should have not gotten on me about it. The last time I went to see a doctor when I had the shingles, when I got that diagnosis, was the female doctor at the practice. She didn't say shit to me about the weight. Nothing. Didn't care. She cared about the shingles, which is what I was in there for.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the fact that I'm a dude and that there are certain dude problems that I, including your occasional rectal exam that I don't want a woman performing on me unless it's my wife. If it weren't for that, I would switch doctors, because that other doctor and the female doctor and I have a great rapport. It's just I can't see having a female doctor as my primary just because of dude stuff. Like,
whatever.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a woman touching my balls than a man.
It just feels weird, like, to ask someone.
If there was a,
I mean, I know it's a job. If I were to say, hey, doctor, and I won't say her name, but I want you to be my primary. Can you please stick your fingers up my ass and make sure there's nothing wrong with me?
Yeah. Is she nice looking?
She's married.
Okay, obviously.
And she is attractive.
Okay, well then, why is that weird that the attractive lady would be for medical reasons putting fingers in your ass?
I guess it's not weird at all, Steve.
And you'd rather have a man do it.
You make a very good point.
Okay, thank you.
So, you mentioned the word underpants earlier.
Yes.
And I wrote it down on the card because we have a card.
Thanks for proving that. Sound effects. Were you a Foley artist?
I was an Axel Foley artist, and no, that was also.
Do you know what a Foley artist is?
Yes, I know what a Foley artist is.
I don't know. Some people don't know. For the listeners out there who don't know what a Foley artist is someone who creates sound effects for movies.
Yes, much better than the ones I just did.
Yes.
Melody, my younger daughter, hates the word underpants.
Oh.
If I say underpants when I mean underwear, she say no, underwear. And you saw the kids were here just before we started recording. Steve saw that. I mean, she's kind of a screamer, kind of a loud child when she doesn't get her way. So imagine I say underpants and she's just like, no, underwear.
Jeez. Yeah. Why doesn't she like underpants?
She not only does she not like the word underpants, but occasionally if we just ask her to get ready for bed and get into pajamas, she will go commando to bed, and she will go sans underpants all day if we don't check in on her. It's a terribly awkward situation waiting to happen. I think she's gonna walk out the door one day with no underwear on, and
out the door
with like a dress or whatever, and
yeah. So yeah, you gotta. Well, don't say underpants.
I won't say. Maybe that's what it is. She's rebelling against underpants. So
just say
hard.
underwear. I'll make sure the next time I'm here, if the kids are around, I do not. Well, I don't know why I would say underpants.
Why would you be saying underpants?
I don't know.
Children,
I don't know. That's why I was just like, but I'll kind of put it in the back of my brain. Don't say underpants.
Don't say
the
underpants.
Next time I'm over. So I have a thing to promote. It's not necessarily for me. What the frick? Why do I have so many damn emails?
I don't know. Is it from our devoted fans who can reach us at hot@clarkwoods.com. And I don't know if there will be any show notes for this episode, any links or anything, but you can find those at clarkwoods.com/hot/4, because this is the 4th episode.
Okay, I found it. Ha! I found it.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the women that has been nice enough to let me perform at her comedy shows is doing a fundraiser this coming Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, that's the 27th.
27th
August.
at 6 p.m. at the Arena Sports Bar and Grill and Nightclub. So it's a comedy fundraiser. Comedians coming together to help support a local comic. Joe Yannety, Yannety. How do I?
Yannetti?
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 Whatever.
You might have had it right the right time.
Okay, well, he's battling cancer, so this is a show to help him out. The show is hosted by Danny Gill. There's going to be great door prizes and giveaways, so at 6 p.m. Wednesday night, be at the Arena in Nashua, New Hampshire. The donation is $10, and all proceeds go to support Joe. So get out there and help him out or something.
Yes, dumping a bucket of water on your head will not help Joe.
Yeah, going there and seeing the comedy show and giving him $10 so he can, I don't know if it's for medical or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Whatever it might
for
be.
Him.
Joe needs some dough. So go out.
So go out Wednesday night, the 27th, see some comedy, and yeah.
And if you've dumped water on your head, in the belief that you are helping people with ALS, please go to maybe ALSA.org and donate some money
instead of dumping water on you.
I have enjoyed people dumping water on their heads. It's pretty funny to watch, but then when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, I hope those people are also donating money. That's why the celebrity ones I have enjoyed, because some of the celebrity ones, they've actually said, like, they've come right out and been specific. We're donating money and I'm dumping the water on my head.
Yeah, like
I can appreciate that. Although there's water crises all over the goddamn world, so nobody should be dumping water over their head to raise awareness.
It's okay. Just calm down. Because we always talk about the podcast we listen to on our podcast. I like listening to Bill Burr's, and he was talking about, like, somebody issued him the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and he told them to go fuck themselves. And he was just like, I don't want. I mean, like, I would like people with ALS to have money, and guess what? I'll donate money to the cause, but I'm not dumping water on my head or ice on my head. Thank you. He was like, I'll donate $100, whatever.
Right. Yeah. Which, I mean, was originally the thing, right? It was you donate or you dump the water in your head, and then I don't know if that's not the thing anymore, or if it's just that everyone's cheap and they think, that diseases get cured for free in the same way that they think everything else should be free in the world.
But there's a lot of diseases out there that probably aren't getting the amount of attention.
Right. And great. It's awesome that ALS has sort of risen up and gotten some exposure, but it needs money, not.
But the thing is, like,
videos.
What is it? The breast cancer foundation, the Susan Komen or whatever.
Yeah.
They pull in a lot of money each year, and I think it's actually considerably more than any other.
Right.
And it's that's not a bad thing.
No.
But there are other,
there are other diseases out there.
Yeah, which kind of is like, we're promoting this one, but, like, what about these other things?
Yeah.
Like, that's why, I don't know, I kind of wish that, there was a more, like, hey, there's so many things, and, like, why don't we just funnel some of the money to something else if the research is held up in one place and blah, blah, blah. So, maybe another kind of, not necessarily breast cancer, maybe like colon cancer, or
maybe we can
stomach cancer, brain cancer. Like, there's a lot of different cancers out there.
Yeah.
So we're just curmudgeons.
Yes. Yes.
We're just angry about people spreading awareness.
That's not what I'm angry. I'm just angry about the fact that at a certain point it stopped being. If you asked people at this point in the sort of viral nature of it what ALS stood for, like, would they even?
I don't know what it stands for.
I know it stands for Lou Gehrig's disease. Like, but you say the ALS ice bucket challenge? Would they even know it was a disease, or they just know that they got challenged by somebody to dump water and ice?
Well, I really liked the former President Bush one.
I,
It was very natural when he was just sitting there at the table, like writing something down.
yeah.
And his wife nonchalantly comes over and dumps water on his head.
Yeah, some of the celebrity ones I've liked, but yeah, at this point, I just wonder whether anybody knows what they're doing it for, other than likes on Facebook or thumbs up on YouTube.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, whatever. Now we got to come up with some funny way to end this, and I don't.
I could just shove the microphone in your ass. Because I'm a man and you're okay with that. But...
Yes, I'd be much more comfortable. Would you do that right now?
All right, bend over. Foley artist.